So today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to cast on and cast off your loom. So what you'll need is your loom. Doesn't have to be any loom specific, but I'm going to use this one as an example. Your hook and your yarn. Now there is a bunch of methods to casting off, but this is the way that I do it. So the first thing you do is you make a slip knot. How to tell that you have made a successful slip knot is you pull both ends and there's no more knot. I forgot to turn on my light. So once you make your slip knot, I'm going to place it on this peg. So always place it to the peg next to where your project's going to be. So my project's going to start here and end here. So I'm placing it there. So next you begin to E-wrap. This is the easiest method. There is multiple methods and different stitches you can do, but I just do the E-wrap. It is the most simple and the easiest to learn. And you just begin to wrap. So since we are on the last peg of our project, we are going to push down that yarn and wrap it a second time. This is when you will take your hook and you will knit over that last peg. Your yarn's not going to come unraveled. So then you push all of your yarn down. So since we knitted off this last peg, we are not going to wrap that one. So we get to the very beginning, and we're going to do the same thing with our hook. We're going to take the bottom and flip it over the top. So that way all of your yarn is nice and secure, and when you let go, it won't unravel. And then you're ready to start. You just flip the bottom over the top on every single one. And push down all of your yarn. Your first row is done. To do the second row, it is exactly the same process. You will knit the first one. And now you're ready to start wrapping. Once again, once we get to the very last one, we will knit this one. Just take the bottom over the top. Do the same process. Take the bottom yarn and place it over the top. And you just repeat that process until your project's as long as you want it. Now after you have done a few rows, you can just slip that slip knot right off. Now let's just imagine this is the size of the project that I want, and I'm ready to cast off. So to cast off, you're going to knit that first stitch, this one. Take the bottom over the top and do the same thing to the second one. Just like that. Now once you've knitted number 1 and number 2, you will take number 2 and put it on number 1. Now you don't want to pull it tight or your project will be very scrunched up on the end, and you will just take the bottom over the top, just like that, and then move this stitch over and place it on here. Now again, instead of knitting off this one, because we've already done it, we will just knit off the second one. Now move this one to that one and do the same process. Take the bottom over the top and move. Now that is how you cast off. You'll go all the way to here, and then you just weave in your ends.